Okay, I'll do another video of the just gotta close my door. The police shootings. I find it funny. Okay, I'll tell you my story. A black person. Okay, I'll say this. I live in Northwest Canada. I don't believe I'm black. Do you know why? I'm very godlike, or someone. I was like broken free from all forms of slavery. I'm free, and the only thing I still have spiritual. I'm still kind of enslaved spiritually, by sin, but I could get to that later. But mentally and physically, I'm free. Kind of. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the police shootings. Oh yeah, Northwest Canada. Okay. So I live in Northwest Canada. Okay. Typical guy who brought up being black. I went through the phases, all the whole thug, So after high school, I was actually very smart. And the reason why I don't believe I'm black. Okay, my mom's from Jamaica, my dad's from Trinidad. My own African friends, but the first time I ever, I sound, white. My first African friends, they're like, they came here. One was Nigerian, one was Sudanese, and one was, actually I always lived, we were never really connected, but there's this other Ethiopian, he's like a Canadian Ethiopian, but, I never really showed my, he likes to prove himself very intelligent, okay? To white people, okay? So, like I said, and there's like a Nigerian girl, but we never really, we talked to her, she was nice, but she wasn't part of our clique. And the Ethiopian guy, he was more trying to like impress white people. What's funny, these guys, the Ethiopian guy actually said, there's a lot of a white girl, it started like this, a white girl said, she's like, you're not black, you're brown. And then the Ethiopian, he's like, he said to her, he's like, he pulled my name in for no fucking reason. And he's like, he's not black, he's Jamaican, And that hurt me a lot because I grew up, identity crisis. When you're black, the white society, it's very heartbreaking. These people they're nasty people. And I'm saying it straight up. And I feel bad for those coons out there. All those black people who suck up to white people. A lot of black people are saying getting mad at the coons. Don't get mad at the celebrities. Don't get mad at all those people who are higher up blacks who don't want to say shit about racism because they deal with it too. Mark my words, they do. They do. It's just that it's a mental effect. For me, this is what white people do. Okay? There's a video where white people are happy about black people around the Confederate. That's what they do. They want you to... It's kind of like they make fun of it. When you hang out with them, their true colors will come out eventually. Some of them. Actually, a large majority though. And a lot of black coons, I guess they accept it. And it kind of changes. There's a Japanese guy who said, words can change, the water, the form of the water, which is true. That happened to me. Like, when people are mean to you, it can really hurt you. And I guess these people, they kind of accepted it, and they accepted their position. They accepted their, I don't know, like they accepted, I was actually never born a coon. Like, there are a lot of black people who are coons. Like, I broke free from mental slavery. I could look, the whole Hebrew Israelites, Black Power movements, bashing black, they're all tied in with some homosexual, low self-esteem, coon black man agenda, which destroyed black people, or the black woman. Yeah, they could say, a lot of them do blame me. Hey, I had the same problem with my mom. She's not really black, but, I understand what they're kind of going, but you can't really blame the black woman for your problems. I was only mad about my mom because she never told me the extent of how racist as fuck. Canada and all these European people are fucking her. And how they, you know, it's like a lot of black people are mentally enslaved. And the thing is, you know, the longer you have those shackles on, the harder it is to get off, and the more it's going to hurt. So what I did after high school, I did my history. I hit the books right after 18. I didn't put up with that white shit, man. I wasn't gonna. White people treat me like shit. You know what I did? I said, fuck them. I'm going to the goddamn library. I researched the Native Americans in my own goddamn area. I went deep into this shit, man. And I thank all the people who created these. You know, a lot of the Illuminati agenda is even white supremacy. A lot of it is. You could see it. You know, that's what I broke free from, because white people are the Illuminati. They are Satan's children. I hate to say it, but you know, there's been just, you could see it. Native American culture, yeah, it's so hard when someone, let's say, conquers your people. Napoleon said it. They write the rules. They tell you who you are. They do that shit to black people all the time. They said Native Americans were savages, which they were not. They were not. Okay? They say all this shit about Africans and they talk all this smack about people. But it's not really about that. It's about the police shootings. When will black people realize and accept? This is what we went through a slave trade. If even you have Native American blood, you went through a genocide. Okay? I survived a genocide. Okay, this is what I think. This is my idea. When I walk out that door in white Canada, I believe that I survived. These people almost killed my people off. Every time I look at a white person, I believe that. You know, I told you this, a lot of black people don't believe that shit. They don't want to accept, you know, the past. They can't accept it. If you're African, you're brought here to act like sardines. You knows. You know, God only knows what happened, man. You have to accept that, and that's the only way you can be free. And if you're gonna continue being killed, because it's always happened. What if there was no internet, huh? The police would have the last word. It ties in with everything I'm saying. Is because you are enslaved, mentally black. That's why black people always say, white people do this all the time. Okay, let's give an example. Homeless in America. White people always do this. They're Native Americans and Africans. And Latinos. They always pull in the Latinos, okay? Latinos are fucking... And you take your black... A lot of white... Latinos are white. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you're Native American, okay, through my studies, and the truth is, Africans and Native Americans are the real people of the land. If you're from Canada to all the way to South America, to the Caribbean, you are more closely related to the Native Americans. Because you guys are going to the same, we went through the same genocides, we went through all the same situations happens to black people and Native Americans. I don't even like to call them Native Americans, man. Because I even said this to I told you this example of mental slavery. My grandma. You know, my family, they're rich, or on my family side, they're pretty rich. Middle class black people. And guess what? This is what I call cooning. This is what coons do. They look down upon the Native Americans. That's what they do. I'll give another example. I was at a SkyTrain. This Native American walked up to me. You know, she's dressed like a whore. Asked me for $1. And I gave it to her. And this Slavic, I think she's Slavic. I don't know, she sounded like Eastern European accent. She started bitching at me after. She's like, don't give it to her. Why did you give her that? I was like, In my head, I just looked at her. I was probably high that day too, and I was like, fuck you. And then, sometimes there's that saying, sometimes that $1, you know, sometimes it goes a long way, man. I remember she came out with a Pepsi with that, you know. To me, like, my family, they even said they ain't giving no fucking money to Native Americans. Well, look at that dollar bill. Who's on that little dollar bill? If you flip it a couple times, both sides, who you'll see? A person with a crown. That person that you could probably find out she enslaved your family. So all these black people are talking, oh, don't give that money away to these fucking niggas. Well, fuck you, man. And yeah, then I see her. I remember, like, 3 months later, I think it was the same lady. She was dressed nice, because sometimes when you show that you care, it could crack someone. It could heal that heart that's been cracked and fucked up. And I believe, that $1 can go a long way, man. And a lot of white people don't understand that. Okay? It's because they, but, it's like, I'm more mad at black people. You can tell in my videos, it's like, some black people, this is example mental slavery again. Some black people, they'll focus all their attention on talking about white people all the time. In my videos, I'm more mad at black people. I'm actually mad at black people. That I can go in on it, but I don't want to. It's stressful because when you're free from mental slavery, you see it, and you could just, it's so, But, the message is the police shootings have always happened. They happen in Canada. It's just that it doesn't get reported because a lot of white people are racist. Yes, they may smile in your face, they may, but they're fucking racist. You have to watch your back. You have to realize that you survived the genocide. Every time I see the police, I feel like they're Nazis. Okay. I just don't know. Words can't really words just don't. It's so hard to tell people. Like, you have to do it yourself. I'll say this. You survived the genocide. You have to believe that. You have to wake up every day and realize, I survived the genocide. And I have to serve the people that killed my people off. Don't forget that. That's it. Remember, white people never talk about, white people never talk about it. Why don't they ever say African American genocide? Why don't they ever say that? Why doesn't African American genocide ever show up when it clearly happened? So black people, you have to realize you're survivors of genocides. Yes. Just like the Native Americans, happens in Canada, no one reports it. White cops rape Native American women all the time. And Native American women are way more beautiful than fucking white women, man, by far. By fucking far. They age, it's not bashing. I'm not here to make fun of people, but, and in my videos, I don't think I ever used the word white supremacy because I don't believe they're supreme. I think they're evil if you're racist. And, a lot of black people believe that you're survivors of genocides. And then you'll start to maybe obey the cops and understand that they will kill you. And you have to believe that your life really does matter, because other people are depending on you. They really are. They're depending on you too. And our ancestors went through a lot of shit, man. Even the Native Americans. So don't, if things are rough, you're dealing with a person being racist verbally, think every time you're being embarrassed or something bad happens, remember, our ancestors were packed in ships and dragged through the Atlantic Ocean to the Americas and went through worse. Think about that. So don't be too. Realize you survived the genocide. Understand our ancestors are probably disappointed in you black people. You guys should have, done more. They have health problems, man, because of the, I don't even want to get into that, but you survived the genocide. You survived the genocide. Peace.